Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and today I'm back with another video here. The Flyers with a exciting, fun 4-3 shootout win over the Washington Capitals. Man, I mean, I know I say this like every video, but like, where do I start? I mean, from the comeback in the third, I didn't love the start in this one for the Flyers. You know, the road trip kind of seemed like it kind of caught up to them a little bit. It did feel like they were on the road for a long time, and then they were, you know, for basically close to a week. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, look, it all kind of plays into it, and the lines pretty much stayed the same. Not too much of a change. Forrester, Couturier, Konechny, Tippett, Frost, Brink, Farabee, Lawton, Atkinson, Delorier, Paling, and Hathaway. Defense, York, Sanheim, Sealer, Walker, Stahl, Risto, and Urson in net. So, Carter Hart is sick. He comes out. Obviously, Sam Urson plays. That's 2 games in a row for Urson. As for the other updates and things like that, it didn't really change a whole lot of the lineups. It didn't really have too much of an effect. Stahl comes in for Zamula. That's pretty much been really the only changes the Flyers have had to make this year, which has been a good thing. You know, not too many guys have been hurt outside of Cates, and they've seemed to have used these lines a little bit for the last probably maybe month or so. Nah, maybe not a month, but maybe 2, closing on probably 2 weeks, maybe almost 3. They've kind of had pretty much the exact same lineup for the most part. So it's been good to see a little bit of that. First period, both teams had some power plays. Flyers didn't really do a ton on the power play tonight. It's another game where the power play is kind of just bad. They went 0 for 5 on the power play. Had a small 5-on-3 too. So still, the power play is the biggest issue for this team. It's consistently being it generates chances. It does. The problem with the power play is they don't have a single guy that is a threat, and they kind of consistently change them, and they made a change on the one tonight, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. End of the first period, it was very boring, and there really wasn't much. There wasn't really anything much too noteworthy, to be honest, either. Caps had a couple chances on the power play. Urson had a couple nice saves. Lawton and Atkinson had a 2-on-1, and Atkinson fumbled the pass. And then that was the end of the first. Bobby Brink would put the Flyers up 1-0. Really good play. Really nice to see Brink get rewarded. It was a shot from the point from Stahl, slams it home on the rebound and tight, and then 46 seconds later, McMichael would tie it. Bad defense by Lawton in front. I didn't love the way that the Flyers kind of defended in this game. Overall wasn't great. There were some times where it was like, well, what are we doing here? Where's the defensive coverage going? And they seemed a little sloppy early on. And I didn't love the second period. I didn't really love the first 40 minutes. The first and second first was very boring. They didn't really do anything. They had 3 shots, I believe, in the first period total. That was credited to them. Yeah, it just wasn't great. So they go into the rest of this period. Then they get a power play. Konechny and Frost. Konechny had a pass from Frost to Forrester. Was a good setup, got killed off. Caps had a 2-on-1 on the next Flyers power play. Brink had a chance the other way off of a Tippett shot. Urson stoned Aube-Kubel, and then the Caps would score. They are the team that kind of breaks a little bit of the PK record the Flyers have had going here. 2-1. Wilson scored in front. Urson didn't throw the mask off. I don't understand why. It's a play where I think if you're dying to get a whistle, throw your mask off. Like, I know there's been some rule changes with that, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I believe if you do throw the mask off like that, it's a penalty now. I don't know. I don't know if they call that delay a game. I know there's been some scrutiny behind that, but I don't know. I mean, it's I feel like that's just one of those where it's like, if you're gonna, you know, complain about the mask and the ref not seeing it, you got to make it, you know, completely clear, or just throw it off, because that's the only way that you're really going to get the attention. Before this, Konechny did have a chance in front. Now, I have it written down here. I meant to mention it too. I absolutely cannot stand the rule of you can't push the pad, because in my opinion, you're not pushing the pad. You're pushing the puck that's in the pad. Like, if the puck is inside the pad, you're pushing at the puck. You're not pushing at the guy's pad. If the puck can go into somebody's pants or pant leg or inside the pad, skate, boot, whatever, and go in, and that's a goal. But you can't push at it even though the puck's there? That's never made sense to me. I don't understand why that's a rule. I get you can't deliberately push the pad, but you're not pushing the pad. You're pushing the puck that is in the pad. It's not like it's anything crazy. I don't know. I just never understood that. Because I don't really feel like it does anything. Like, yes, like I said, you know, you are pushing the equipment, but the puck is there. It's not like you're just pushing at the guy's pad and the puck is 3 feet on the other side of them and then they get like an open chance and score. Like, the puck's there. To me, if the puck is there, it should be free game. I mean, I don't know. I just never really understood that. And that was one that was just like, I know they always say it, and it just made me think of it. I don't know why. But then the Flyers get another power play. 5-1-3, it was a hook. Kind of a weird call on the hook. Atkinson, that play was a penalty, but the 5-1-3 one, that was weird. I think they was more a slash. That they meant to call it a slash. They called it a hook. Carberry said that he dove. He didn't dive. He completely fell because of all the weight transferring down when he went to shoot. So they don't score there. Third period, 2-2. Joel Farabee. Can I just simply ask a question here? Joel Farabee just tied the Flyers, right? He's tied for second on the team in scoring. Farabee for the season has been good. Like, he's kind of gone through, obviously there's been a ton of talk about TK and kind of where he's been at, not TK, Farabee and where he's been at, and the whole thing of last year, and, you know, would he be able to bounce back from that? 100% has. He has 19 points on the season in 29 games, has 11 goals. He is right now second on the team in goals. Obviously, Connect, he leads that with 16. He's fourth on this team in points. And he gets benched in the game against Carolina. The whole thing that kind of happens there. You know, it was just... I just feel like again, Farabee is one of those guys where I feel like he needs to be on the power play. 100% needs to be on the power play. Like, you cannot have a guy, right? And especially because your power play, A, sucks, and B, you've changed it every single game. They also changed it here. I'll talk about that here in a second because they had that one late. I mean, you go into the power play, you still don't use Farabee. Like, Farabee is a guy that has a ton of offensive skill. He can shoot. He's got a good one-timer. You could put him on any flank. Look, I like Scott Lawton. I do. I think Lawton's a good player. He's valuable. He can play anywhere in your lineup. He should not be playing on the power play over Joel Farabee. And that is not a knock at Scott Lawton at all. I really do like Lawton, and I like what he brings and the effort. And the guy loves playing in Philly, and it's very clear. I've said that multiple times. But my God, you got to put Farabee on this power play. Like, they even switched it at one point to where they took York off and put Ristolainen on. Because there was a play there where York had a shot and he had room to shoot and he took too long. He shoots it, it gets deflected out of play. That happened with Forrester a couple times too, and they still kept him on it. So, like, I don't understand. Like, and again, that doesn't mean that that's the reason they took him off, but that's just what I'm assuming it is because that's all my eyeballs are telling me. So, I don't know. It just doesn't really make a ton of sense to me for them to put a guy like Lawton on the power play over Farabee and then use Risto. I'd rather use Walker, if anything. I don't mind Risto, but not on the first unit. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense because Farabee does all the little things. He's done all the little things. He's great stick positioning all game. I noticed it a ton. So that ends up happening. Strome would come down and score 3-2. It was a slam dunk play. I didn't love the back check here. I just didn't like. I don't know if York didn't see Wilson or why him and Sanheim decided to cross pass, but like, I don't know. I just didn't understand it. Yeah, I get it. The broken stick and the whole thing. I feel like it could have been avoided though. I don't know. So 3-2, Strome scores. Then Tippett ties the game. Great play by Frost. with Andy in attendance, his dad. I really liked how Frost played tonight. He was aggressive in a lot of little areas, won some puck battles, just the little things that you'd miss. And it's goals like that, the tip at one that is created by Frost, where if there isn't a scoring chance, that's usually what people miss with Frost, is the whole thing. So they get a push late, tip it in, and 2-on-1. I had a 2-on-1 with the Brink. Connecting had a chance with 4 seconds left, go to overtime, and all the Capitals did was cycle back around and inside. That's when 3-on-3 overtime is so boring. Like, the overtime against Pittsburgh was great. The overtime tonight, horrible. First of all, they didn't really have the puck. Atkinson had a breakaway. Ovechkin got stoned by Urson. But the overtime is just, I don't know, man. It just really bothers me how you can consistently always go back and forth and back, because it happens too often is the problem. Like, yeah, you have that one great overtime where it's like, oh, yeah, it would be nice if we kept the overtime. Make it 10 minutes. That's all you have to do. The shootout will barely happen. There may be 10 shootouts a year if they did that. There's no way you would go through a full 10-minute overtime. Like, a lot. Like, you definitely would across however many games there are in an NHL season. But I don't know. It doesn't really, just doesn't do it for me. So Coots, the shootout goes in. Coots doesn't do the backhand move. He just goes and rips it glove side, 1-0. Oshie ties it. Oh my god, TJ Oshie. I mean, it's just incredible. What a move! Like, it's such a good move, and that's the thing. I'm like, out of all the things that Urson's done, I'm like, there's no way he's stopping Oshie. Oshie's just too good. I mean, yeah, he theoretically, yes, he could have stopped him, but I'm just like, Oshie is just so slick in the shootout, and he made it look easy. So he ties it. Forrester misses. He gets poke check. Strome missed. Blocker side on Urson as well. Then Bobby Brink dekes around the poke check. He gets his first career shootout attempt. He's a full 100% for his career so far. And then Mantha misses wide. The Flyers win at 4-3. The Flyers may never lose again. I mean, with the way this is going, this has been such a fun year so far to cover this team and talk about this team. Again, in second place, tied with the Islanders. 35 points, 16-10-3, plus 10 goal differential, 6-2-2 in their last 10 games. This has been a ton of fun to watch this year, and I really have liked how the Flyers, again, they've had a response all year long. If something has gone wrong, they've come right back. They've tied it. They've won the game. They're good in shootouts. There's only 2 overtime losses. Yeah, they're 3-2 in overtime or something like that, or 2-2. I don't know. I think they're 3-2 in overtime, or 2-2. I don't know. Whatever. They're 3-0 in the shootout. Pretty good in overtime as well. Like they've had a lot of just good games this year, and it took them until like around the middle of January last year to get their 16th win. And I believe yesterday I tweeted this out. They were 9-14-7 on December 13th last year. So I mean, they didn't play on the 14th, but I mean, where they are right now for what they were last year, it's a huge turnaround. So it's really good to see. Thanks everybody again for all the support. As always, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video. My name is Chris, and I will talk to you all again soon.